Let go of me! Let go of me! No! No!
It started inside the Miami-Dade County's Commission chambers. A woman wanting to be heard during a public meeting denied. Camila Ramos was then dragged out of the room and cuffed. She was booked on several charges. Her husband forced to watch as deputies took her away.
And in the way that she was forced out, she was being dragged and everything, so she managed to self-defend, and I guess one of them got, I don't know, mad and saying that she's going to jail now.
Seconds later, also outside the chamber,
Can she breathe? Can she breathe? Can she breathe?
another woman arrested, Z Spicer. The hectic and chaotic 6-minute interruption because some say they were denied the right to speak. At the center of controversy, a resolution that would let the county hold ICE detainees in the jails for up to 48 hours. The mayor insisting the item only came to the board because the law required it.
This is not something about which I have a choice.
There was already a public hearing on the matter. After the hearing, additional public comments are not allowed, but the chairman eventually backtracked and let the public speak again.
¿Qué tienes? Don't do that. No.
Do not touch me. Do not touch me.
I don't care. ¿Qué tienes? Yeah, you.
That's fine, lady. Please don't touch me.
I don't care.
Don't touch me.
I don't care. My keys from my car. My key.
The Latin community of Miami-Dade, which is 68% Latin, voted to deputize their police departments to become ICE agents so that they can help detain and deport illegal immigrants throughout Miami-Dade. Yes, because Miami-Dade is 68% Latin community, which means that the Board of Commissioners that voted for this, which were all Latin, actually voted yes to have their own people police the illegal immigrants of Miami-Dade, have them deported out of the country. That's one thing. The second thing is that we now have documented immigrants, ones with papers, helping build the ICE facility in the Everglades, so that way when the documented immigrants of Miami-Dade actually detain the illegal immigrants, they have somewhere to put them because the immigrants that are actually documented helped build a facility for them in Alcatraz of Everglades, or Alligator Alcatraz as they're calling it, which is funny because 1930s Germany had Auschwitz, and now we've got Alligator Alcatraz. What do you guys think? For the Latin community, I know I'm pasty white, but I'm just kind of wondering, how do you feel about your own people betraying you? And do you think that it's time to perhaps maybe leave a comment and repost and scream the injustice that's going on? And if you actually think that this deporting immigrants is a good thing, I want to hear from you, because I'm pretty sure the people that are watching my post would love to give you a piece of their mind. But all I know is that this seems a lot more like 1930s Germany than it does to me 2025 America. What is the difference? Leave a comment, repost.
Being from Miami, I don't know how to feel about Cubans being in their find out era, because they took over Miami, and it was to the point where you couldn't even find a job unless you spoke Spanish. And even if you spoke Spanish and you wasn't Cuban, you wasn't getting that job. And I give them a lot of credit, because before their family or friends would leave Cuba, they would already have a job, a car, and a place to stay by the time they reached Miami. They really set up their people very, very well. They even had a wet foot, dry foot policy. Where they messed up at was thinking that they thought becoming a Republican was going to make them turn. And the whole time they're speaking Spanish. And a majority of them didn't even bother to learn English, but yet they thought they were. And my main question is, what is the difference between Fidel Castro and 45? Until then, yo voy a votar azúcar.
from this country?
No, we're fine. He's with them.
What's your reaction to being detained? What's your reaction to being detained?
A todos sus derechos. Spanish immigration attorney. Español. Alright, you're being detained. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to answer any of their questions. You don't have to answer anybody's questions.
Reaction to ICE detaining you now.
Contact to let them know what's happening.
Donald Trump is now using foster kids as bait to arrest undocumented parents. Absolutely unbelievable. In the Florida Keys, ICE agents literally staked out the parking lot of a children's shelter, waiting for an undocumented parent to show up so they could grab them. Some of these kids are in Florida's foster care system. Others are migrant children who cross the border alone, fleeing abuse or trafficking. They're supposed to be protected, but now Trump is using them to lure their families into immigration traps. Even worse, Florida state officials are helping Trump. In one case, they handed a foster child, a kid in shackles, to ICE in clear violation of their own laws. And now, Trump is ordering the deportation of migrant children who already been legally recognized as victims of abuse or neglect, simply because their green cards have been delayed. The law calls them special immigrant juveniles. They were granted that status because they suffered trauma and abuse, and now they're being kicked out of the country while waiting for their paperwork. Donald Trump isn't protecting kids, he's weaponizing them. Because a great nation deserves the truth, I'm John Aravosis reporting live from Washington, D.C. Be sure to follow me and check out my lives every Monday to Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern.
A wave of disappointment. One of President Donald Trump's most loyal voting blocs, Cuban and Venezuelan immigrants. Now speaking out in Miami, a Republican stronghold, as the recent wave of deportations hits home and the Trump administration moved to end temporary legal status, or TPS, for more than 500,000 people who arrived during the Biden administration. Elena Conde says she came here from Cuba on humanitarian parole in 2023. Her husband, Ariel Lara, crossed the border with Mexico twice, once in 2019 when he was detained and deported, and then again in 2022. 6 weeks ago, he was taken into custody at his residency hearing.
How do you feel about everything that's happening right now in this country with the deportations? Donald Trump, what did you think was going to happen when Trump won? You're saying you believed the president when he said he was going to deport criminals.
Now, Elena is left behind with her daughter, 7-month-old son, and Ariel's 70-year-old grandmother, who has been a U.S. citizen for years.
Your whole family voted for Trump. Lo apoyaba a Trump durante su campaña. Did you support him?
Yo estoy fuera.
Hey, yo, check this out. Apparently I have an addiction because I just can't stop. You see it. Cuban family that backed Trump cries after ICE picks up their son. He failed us. Let's check it out.
Esta es una abuela que tiene 85 años de edad, extraña a su nieto, que el nieto era el que la ayudaba, le daba su leche, la levantaba de la cama, la volvía a acostar.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it there because this is pulling on my heartstrings. And all I really have to say is, lo siento, abuela, y dile adios. Oh yeah. Cue the music.
I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote. Raise your hands, come on. For Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, I couldn't forget about the remix.
¿Por qué están arrestando personas inocentes que solo huyen de una dictadura, de una tiranía asesina comunista?
Tras la detención de la joven cubana Laura de la Caridad González Sánchez, líderes del movimiento anticomunista I-220A expresaron su apoyo.
Como movimiento legal en el estado de la Florida, necesitamos por favor que se tomen en cuenta que si no hemos cometido crimen, que tenemos nuestras vidas organizadas, nuestro asilo pendiente, que por favor no tenemos por qué vivir con este terror.
I will vote for Donald Trump. I will vote.
Raise your hands, come on.
For Donald Trump. Oh my God, I will vote. Arriba. I will vote for Donald Trump.
I want to thank Los Tres del Habanas. How did I do, Mercy? For their incredible performance.
Nosotros lo hicimos porque nosotros queríamos. A mí nadie me pagó un centavo. A mí nadie me dijo que esto iba a ser beneficioso, ni siquiera que iba a traer.
Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. That's what y'all did. Those people didn't even get paid to do that. Crazy. The wordplay that the GOP specifically used in Florida, especially Miami, on Venezuelans and Cubans is unreal. They told you guys that they're only going after the criminals. You guys are the criminals. When you come to this country illegally, that's the crime. But what you do is you seek asylum because you're saying you're running away from a very bad government. But you still have to get here to seek asylum. And when you seek asylum, you give your name, where you're living, where you're working. That's how this works. So that's what they did. They didn't go around trying to find a bunch of illegal immigrants everywhere because that's difficult to do. Apart from the farms and the construction sites, it's hard to find illegal immigrants in the country. They don't leave a paper trail. But people that seek asylum do. And that's why they went to y'all houses in Miami and picked y'all up because they knew where you were at. Your paperwork wasn't completed. But hey, I will vote for Donald Trump. You voted for your people to get deported because he don't give a shit what you look like. Y'all could look white, you can have the proximity to whiteness, but you are from Cuba and he don't give a shit. So thoughts and deportations. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. Y'all stand 10 toes down in your vote. Don't start bitching now.
Words like traitor, sellouts, targeting very specific lawmakers, all Miami-Dade Republicans, all Cuban American children of exile.
Look at your last names. Look at your kids. Look at your last names. From? Where you coming Look at your last names. Regalado, Bermudez, Gonzalez.
There are people with mental health issues. There are people with panic attacks, anxiety attacks. They rather to die than go back to Venezuela.
This is not something about which I have a choice. This is the law of Florida.
Governor DeSantis is using cruelty as a political theater.
So I don't understand the hypocrisy or intentional threat to...
Mi gente. I haven't done one of these in a while. Between the Cuban Adjustment Act and then when they started, when they took away their refugee status, I came on here and I talked about it again and I kind of make fun of them. But anyway, here's another one for the record. Cuban Americans take front and fucking center. Cubans for Trump. Front and fucking center. Let's talk about it because I know you don't want to talk about it now, right? Now you're avoiding me at all fucking costs, right? And I think it's funny. But in the last fucking week, this administration has gone after you super hard. super hard. Even those that have been in the country for a fucking while are getting detained and being threatened to be fucking deported. And he is coming after you. There goes the fucking articles that this, because I know you're going to say I'm lying, but I'm not lying. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, it's just a matter of fucking time. Once he revoked your refugee status for you, Haitians and Venezuelans, right? Now you don't have the protections and that your ass is voted for, right? Do you remember all the videos? Your votes, voy a votar por Donald Trump. Right? Remember that? Remember that? Remember how many of you came to my page to talk shit? Who's fucking laughing now? Who's fucking laughing now? Do you think this would have taught you a lesson for midterms? Do you think it's going to teach you a lesson for 2028? I fucking doubt it. I doubt it. But I hope it does. I told you so. Again, I warned you. Now, here's the funniest thing about this video. This is the guy they call El Funky, and I don't even know who the fuck he is. But as of a few days ago, he was being threatened to be deported. And now, I'm not sure how he got out of it. But look at him. Does he fucking even look like he would qualify to be in the United States under this fucking administration? I think not. He should have known better. But sure enough, I think because he thought he was famous, Trump was going to accept him. And what did he say at your own town hall meeting? I only want you for your vote. Now you see how that works, right? But if somebody knows El Funky, send it to him, right? Because I don't even know who the fuck he is. But good for your ass. Good for your ass. Maybe you'll wake up now. Maybe all of you will wake up now and stop being a part of that colorism that makes you think the color of your skin makes you better than the rest of us fucking Latinos. Who's laughing now? Cubans for Trump.
Administration says that as soon as next month, they're going to be ending the legal status of more than 500,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. If they don't leave before losing that status, they could be targets for deportation. So these migrants were allowed into this country legally under a program from the Biden administration.
If there ever was a definition of fuck around and find out, we have just found it. Where are my Miami Cubans at, huh? Where are you guys at? Because you guys were loud and proud back then. Where are you at now? He had you all fooled saying that the deportations were only for the bad people, the unalivers, the rapists, the ones bringing drogas into the country, right? He had you guys so fucking fooled. It was only the bad people. And now you guys fucked around and found out because you voted him in, and now look it. Y'all thought because your skin was light enough that you were going to get away with the deportations. But now that it's affecting you all, you're all on the internet boo-hooing and crying. Why are we going back to this country? Why are you sending me back? I did this the right way. He doesn't give a shit. When are you going to learn? If you're brown, if you speak Spanish, he wants you fucking gone. Gone. And now you fuck around and you found out.